That's fatal.
What's going on, Proper Squad? Fatal Steven here, and this is a different kind of video. This is more of a commentary video, so just sit back, relax. I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on this AEW Fight Forever game. As you see, I haven't talked about this game at all throughout all the gameplay that's been coming out and details. That's because I was still trying to figure out how I feel about this game and what I think about it. Now, in general, I'm trying to stay optimistic about this game. I'm not going to be saying it's the greatest game ever and that I'm super excited for it, because that's just lies. And I'm not going to feed you guys bullshit like other 2K YouTubers might be doing, talking about how they're super excited for this game and all this shit, is feeding you bullshit and preaching to the choir. I'm going to keep it real and always will keep it real. I am optimistic about this game, and I'm excited to play it, but I'm not saying it's going to be top notch. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be fun, but I'll get into the details in a second. Also, I can't believe this game has won Gamescom best sports game. Can we just talk about that for a second? How ridiculous that is, that this game won best sports game when the game is not even out yet, not even available to play, not even finished, but the game is the best sports game ever from Gamescom. Now, I know that, Gamescom rewards, or just video game rewards in general are kind of, just useless. But this could be used as good marketing for AEW Fight Forever. They can now put on the cover, best sports game at Gamescom. I just find that so ridiculous and kind of stupid how a game that's not even out yet has won best sports game. But anyways, that's a different topic. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about that. I don't think a game that's not out yet should win any awards, but that's just me. Okay, so let's get into this video. Ignore the background gameplay. I don't know what I'm going to put in the background. I'm literally just talking in my microphone with no gameplay in the background, so I'll put something. But anyways, what started this whole discussion in my thoughts on the game was when FTR got removed from the game. I heard that FTR will not be in the game for release, at least, and they are okay with it. They have no hard feelings. It was apparently a technicality when it came to their movesets and their mocap, which I find kind of ridiculous because FTR were with AEW for 2 years now, maybe a little over 2 years. They're OGs. They should be already mocapped in the game. They should be a top priority. I think anyone who is an OG AEW star should be top priority. I understand that the roster, won't be full. There won't be everyone that's in AEW right now. They won't be in the game. They do have to be pick and choosy. But I think the OGs of AEW should always be top priority over XWE guys. I'm just going to say it. Someone who came from WWE into AEW later because they got let go, they should not be a top priority over someone like FTR. It just shouldn't be a thing. It should never be a thing like that. So the fact that FTR are removed and they're okay with it, it's cool that they're okay with it, but they should never even have to be in this situation in the first place. And for them being removed because of a technicality of them not getting their moveset mocapped, I find that kind of bullshit and ridiculous, because their moveset that is, too hard to mocap, their moves are in 2K22 as just moves you can pick for your creative wrestler. So, come on now. They should have, like I said, they should have been top priority. And I understand that they mentioned that they're not forever gone for the AEW game, meaning that they're possibly going to be DLC, and they most likely will be DLC. Now, this is why that's the problem. That's not a problem for me. I'm just going to buy the DLC pack when they come out. But for someone who can't really afford the DLC packs, or doesn't really like buying DLC packs for their game when they should expect FTR in the game, that's not fair to them. You know what I mean? For someone like me, who will just buy the DLC packs, that's whatever. But for the general consumer that's picking up this AEW game, who's been watching AEW since it was founded, they're expecting FTR. You know what I mean? They're not expecting FTR to come later on as a DLC character. They're expecting FTR in the base game. If they want to play with all these XWE stars, they'll just pick up the next 2K or something like that. So that's where I find that being an issue. They can, sure, they can be like, hey, don't worry, FTR's not in the game, but they're coming later on as DLC, so don't complain. That's still bullshit. Come on now. That should be in the game off the get-go. They shouldn't have to wait for a DLC pack, and we don't even know when the DLC packs might come out or who's going to be including these DLC packs. You know what I mean? Maybe they're going to wait for like a tag team DLC pack to release FTR, but my point still stands that for the general consumer, they should expect FTR in the game, and that's totally okay for them to expect FTR to be in the game. Moving on to the gameplay videos I've seen about the Aoki engine. Now, for those who don't know, and for the younger viewers who haven't played No Mercy, the Aoki engine is more like an arcade style engine. Now, I actually never played No Mercy, so I'm not really too familiar with that sort of Aoki engine. My first wrestling game was WWF Warzone and also WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game, and those do not play nowhere near how smooth the Aoki engine is and current 2K engine, obviously. But those games are very stiff, and but those are the games that I grew up with, so I'm very familiar with those engines. Now, my favorite wrestling game is Here Comes the Pain, and if I remember correctly, that game is a variation of the Aoki engine. So that engine of Here Comes the Pain, I really enjoy. But I noticed that the No Mercy engine, I think, is a little bit different than the Here Comes the Pain engine, because it's obviously Here Comes the Pain came a lot later than No Mercy. So Here Comes the Pain had a more updated Aoki engine. And if what they're saying that this Aoki engine is more so like the No Mercy style of gameplay, I don't know how I feel about that. I am excited to hear that the Aoki engine is back and, you know, that arcade style of fighting. But because I've been sort of spoiled with 2K's engine for so long, a part of me also like kind of doesn't want to go back to that old engine, as much as the nostalgic factor's there. But I think that's all it is. It's just nostalgic factor. I worry that when I pick up this game and I play it, and I'm, you know, going like, oh wow, this game is very fun, it's arcadey, I'm doing cool moves, fun spots. I don't know how long I'll be able to do that until the nostalgic factor just wears off, and I'm like, okay, well, that was fun. Now I'm just gonna wait for 2K23. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that this Aoki engine or this AEW Fight Forever engine, when it comes to the gameplay, will be able to hold my attention for a long time, really, for a long duration, playing the different game modes and all that stuff, and all the different matches. But like I said, a part of me also worries that this Aoki engine is just going to tap into my nostalgic factor, and that's it. And then until that wears off. Also, for the new gamers of wrestling games who are used to the 2K engine, this engine might not be for you. This Aoki engine, you might not be used to this. You might not like it at all. If you grew up with the 2K games, you're gonna probably hate this engine. You might find it boring. You might find it unrealistic, because it won't be like that realism factor. You know what I mean? How 2K has it, where it feels like a wrestling match. This one is going to be like over the top. It's not meant to be realistic, just FYI. But that's, like I said, I'm excited for that, but also I'm a little worrisome of it. By the way, sorry guys, I'm just rambling. That's the whole point of these videos. I'm just going to ramble my thoughts, okay? Thank you if you're still listening. Okay, so continuing on with the Aoki engine, would it feel like a downgrade, right? Would it feel too simple? That's my final point. You know what I mean? Will it feel like a downgrade and too simple? Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about the Aoki engine returning in a way. Mini games and co-op multiplayer. Okay, now for me, I don't know what other 2K YouTubers are saying about these, and I don't know. I've seen some excited about it. I don't give a fuck about mini games. When I hop in my wrestling games, when I pop in a wrestling game, the first thing I'm thinking is not, oh boy, I can't wait to play a mini game where I'm running around the ring collecting poker chips. That's not my thought. Oh boy, I can't wait to play a baseball mini game where I slingshot a wrestler across the map. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a fuck. Sure, I'll play the mini game once, maybe you know, play it online a little bit, and that's it. After that, I'm just gonna be like, okay, well, I'm playing my wrestling. I bought a wrestling game to play wrestling, not these mini games. So that was fun, I guess, and then never gonna touch it again. So I don't know why mini games are even like a focal point when it comes to the trailer in this game. It should have been like, oh, also we have some mini games, but the main thing they should have showed off was career mode, and the mini game should have been an afterthought. So I hope they don't put too much focus in this mini game mode, and other game modes suffer, like maybe career mode suffers, or some match types are removed, and I just don't want that to happen. And co-op multiplayer, I don't know what that means. I'm guessing that just means you can play multiplayer in teams, so you can play mini games in teams. So I guess that's what that means. And I mentioned career mode. I wonder how that's going to play as. I'm hoping it's going to be a sort of a Road to WrestleMania type mode, very similar to like Here Comes the Pain, where you pick a superstar, and then and if it's a popular superstar, maybe they'll have like voice acting, or maybe every single superstar will have voice acting. But that's me just being hopeful. But let's say it's one of the popular superstars. Let's say it's like Kenny Omega. You pick him, and you're going through a road to, I guess it wouldn't be called Road to WrestleMania, but you get what I mean. You go through a mode like that, and Kenny Omega is fully voiced and all this stuff. That'd be really fun, just like Here Comes the Pain. Or they'll have it where you have to create a wrestler, and then your created wrestler goes through the same motion. That'd be very fun. Very similar to like My Rise. But I hope it's not too much like My Rise. I'm personally not a huge fan of My Rise. I like the old school career modes, not like the current My Rise career mode. So I'm hoping that since they're adding a career mode, it's gonna feel more like the old school games, and that's what I'm being hopeful for. And since they are going that route of old school nostalgia, I'm hoping that that's exactly what we get. Match types. Okay, match types. As for those who don't know, the match types that were announced are single matches, tag teams, 3-ways, 4-ways, ladder matches, casino battle royale, falls count anywhere, unsanctioned lights out match, and exploding barbed wire death matches. So those are the match types. I don't know if more will be added to that list. I don't know if more will be added via DLC, but those are the match types. And just looking at the match types, I don't know how long, besides obviously single matches, I don't know how long these matches would last the duration of the game before it gets tiresome, where you're just like, okay, well, I need more matches here to mix it up. There's no cage match. I heard that one being complained a lot. Where's the cage match? What the hell? So there's no cage match. So hopefully these matches can, tide us over for a while. Because for a lot of us, me personally, and I'm being real with you guys, I'm getting this game just to tide me over till 2K23. When I play this game, I'm hoping it lasts me. I'm being optimistic here. I'm hoping it lasts me all the way till 2K23. And I'm hoping 2K23 isn't garbage. No, I'll talk about that in a different video, but that's for me. But a lot of people who are getting this game, this might be their very first wrestling game because they just started watching wrestling with AEW. So this might be their very first wrestling game. And I hope AEW takes that into effect there. Factors that in, that not only are like OG wrestling fans getting this game, but new wrestling fans are getting this game as their first wrestling game. So hopefully this game like lasts them a long time. Because for me, it's just gonna last me until 2K23 comes out. It's just gonna tide the time. But for a lot of other fans getting this game, it's their only wrestling game. So I really hope that they take that they factor that in, and it allows them to fully enjoy all the features of this game for a while, until obviously the next AEW game comes out. You know what I mean? What else you got here? What else is there? Match types. Okay, we just talked about that. Oh yeah, they mentioned 40 weapon types. Okay. All right. Again, another one of those features that you don't really have to include in like the forefront. Oh, by the way, we have 40 weapon types. Okay, cool. How many of those weapons are going to be reskins? How many weapons are going to be reskins? Like, sure, like what if you have a baseball bat? Okay, cool, you have a baseball bat now. And then you have a kendo stick. Is it going to act like a baseball bat? Or is it going to have its own animations, its own sound effects, right? Obviously, we saw a garbage can lid, which you can put over the wrestler. Cool. We saw that they had a fire extinguisher. Obviously, they probably have chairs, tables. But when it comes to 40 weapon types, what else is there? You know what I mean? Like, is anything going to be considered a weapon? Like, I remember back in the old games, you can like interact with the audience, where you can grab like a fake belt and hit the wrestler with it. You can grab a drink and splash the wrestler in the face. Now, like, would a drink be considered one of those 40 weapons? Or do they really mean like 40 individual weapons? And I would love to know what the hell the 40 are, because I can't even think of 40 weapons, right? Like, I can't even think of 40 weapons. A barbed wire bat, a regular bat, chair. Let me know in the comment section down below what other weapons you think would be in that 40 weapon list. And do you think a lot of them are going to be reskins? Again, it's one of those one of those worrisome things with me. It's like, are they gonna go the too simple route with this game, where they're just gonna they're gonna save 40 weapons, but a lot of the reskins? Just things, food for thought. Next point I wrote down here is no community creations. Okay, there will be custom entrances, custom teams, and custom arenas. Obviously, custom wrestlers as well. But I don't know how in depth those are gonna go or be. But there won't be any community creations. So yes, you will have a custom arena, but it won't be like 2K where you can just upload your own image and download your own image off the community creations and then apply it to your custom arena. So I don't know how in-depth custom arena is going to be and custom entrance is going to be, because there's no community creations. So don't go into this game thinking there's going to be community creations for those who thought so, okay? And that's another reason why I don't think this game will last that long. Community creations, when it comes to the 2K games, that's what keeps the game alive, right? Like 2K22 is done pretty much when it comes, the DLC is done. All they're adding out is my faction packs. That's it. That like the 1% of players enjoy. That's all they're adding in, right? But because of community creations, we can download those locked superstars. We can download, borderline modded superstars on consoles, right? We can download super realistic creative wrestlers that PC players make because of community creations. We can do all this because of community creations. If 2K just cut off community creations, you'd feel how bare bones and dead the 2K games would feel. You would literally feel it immediately, right? Because community creations is what I use, for example, because I suck at creating wrestlers. So I need the community creations to download these wrestlers that other talented creators make for me to download, right? So that's a big selling point for me. Now, obviously, I'm getting the game anyways because I enjoy wrestling games as a whole. And obviously, I make content on wrestling games. I'm a content creator. So I'm getting these wrestling games no matter what, good or bad. But community creations is a huge selling point for a lot of just consumers, a lot of just fans of wrestling games or the 2K games. So that's a big one. That's a big one for me, that the fact that we don't have community creations. And finally, mod support. I'm assuming we are going to get mod support for PC players. So console players are going to feel like the game is going to be dead, essentially, because after a couple months, maybe like 6 months, the game is going to start to get a little repetitive. But PC players probably are not going to feel that, because they're going to be able to mod their game. They're going to be able to add more wrestlers. They're going to be able to create new wrestlers. They can probably update their game to have the full AEW roster eventually down the line. They can add more weapons, more match types, custom arena. They can, you name it, they can add it into this AEW Fight Forever game, because they are open to mod support, Now, 2K is also open to mod support, like 2K's, like W2K22, modding works on that game now, but they're less, but 2K is less modding friendly. AEW Fight Forever are modding friendly. They're open to mods. They want PC players to be able to mod the game and have fun with their game. So PC players are going to be in for a ride, and the game is going to live on. For console players, we're a little bit in trouble when it comes to longevity of this game. Well, guys, it's been like 20 minutes. If you've been listening till the end, thank you so much for listening to me to ramble on. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about AEW Fight Forever as a whole. My final verdict is, like I said, I'm staying optimistic. I don't think it's going to be good. I don't think it's going to be bad until I play it. So if you hear 2K YouTubers talking about how this game is going to be amazing, this game is the greatest game ever, this game is the blah, 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 shut the fuck up. You haven't even played it yet, bro. It's not even out. But yeah, like, I'm being optimistic. Obviously, when a game comes out and I play it, I will give you guys my honest opinion on it. Only honest opinion. That's all I have. And that's what you guys deserve, is only honest opinions. If you guys have topics you want me to talk about or have a question, let me know in the comment section down below. I want to use this commentary series to just talk to you guys and give my honest thoughts. So if you have a question, if you have a topic you want me to talk about, let me know in the comment section down below. And also, let me know what you think about AEW Fight Forever. Thanks so much for watching and hear me ramble. Like I said, I don't know what gameplay I'll have in the background. But take care, guys. And remember, stay proper. That'll see you out. Peace.